Hey yo, welcome to the State Road Show. So today I want to get into the worst possible cellies you could ever have if God forbid you ever get locked up. But before we do that, if you enjoy the content that I'm pushing out, please hit the subscribe button. Now let's ride on this. Number 10, the guy who constantly talks about his case. I mean, it'll drive you insane. I mean, this guy could have 3 bodies in 2 attempts, and he'll constantly ask you, yo, what do you think's gonna happen when I go to court? And you always gotta sugarcoat it for him, because if you say, yo man, you're going to prison, which is what you really feel like saying to him, because he'll constantly stress, and it'll bring your stress level up because you're just trying to get through your goddamn bit and fight your own goddamn case. Number 9, the cellie who will sell contraband to anyone. Now, as you probably know, there's a lot of rats in jail, a lot of snitches, a lot of people looking to get out of jail, shit like that. And you got to know who's who on the block. There's a feel for selling contraband. I'm not saying it's good, not saying anything like that, but if you decide to go that route, you got to have that feel for people. You got to be able to read people and, the kind of person they are. These type of dudes will sell to a guy on his first day on the block, and they randomly come to him in the cell and say, yo, you got this, you got that. You can't trust those dudes. Number 8, the healthy or fat guy who pulls the bottom bunk card. Now, just because you fooled the jail and they're giving you a bottom bunk pass, and I have the bottom bunk, your fat ass is climbing to the top. Whoever's been in the cell longest gets the bottom bunk. It's not, I don't make the rules, I just follow them. And I'm not getting up when I know you're healthy or fat. It'll be a good weight loss exercise to climb the desk and hop your ass up on top. Number 7, cellie who spits in the sink. Now, anybody that's ever been locked up knows this one. Brushing their teeth, and they'll spit it right in the sink where you gotta wash your face. It's just a no-no. I've seen a lot of dudes get kicked out of cells for spitting in the sink. Don't do it. The guy who thinks there are sharks in the rain room. Translation, a guy who just won't get in the shower. I've had some cellies that slept with their sneakers on, and when they finally take them off, it's like it stinks so bad that there's a heat that comes with it. And it's just like, dude, you got to get in the shower, bro. Like, there's no sharks in there, no piranhas, no back judges. You got to get in the shower, bro. You got to get up out of this cell. Everyone knows that guy. Now I'm going to talk about cellie in the hole. The cellie in the hole who always asks why you're in the hole. Now, when you're in the hole, your best bet is to not get into specifics why you're in the hole. Because the investigators, especially if you're under investigation, let me say that first. Especially if you're under investigation, because investigators will put someone in the hole with you to try to pry, what you did, what they caught you with, and this and that. Especially a dude like me who tells them nothing. They'll continue to pry at. So man, really, what you do? You can trust me. I'm in the hole too. No, don't trust that dude. If he constantly asks, there's a reason he's constantly asking. And he's going to benefit from the answer. So just egg him. The guy who waits until lockdown to work out. Now, in GP, you're usually out about 12, 13 hours out of the day. Right? You go in for count, things like that. There's plenty of time to work out on the block, during rec. But no, he wants to get into the cell and start working out and having the cell feel like he's making fucking chicken noodle soup in there. All sweaty, making the cell hot. Can't stand that shit. The guy who always argues with the guards. Now this guy brings heat, you know, especially if you got like a side hustle going on. This dude will get your cell flipped. I've seen it. I've had it happen twice a week. They'll come in for no reason because they don't like him. Flip your cell, go through all your shit, trample on all your shit, and just the pain in the ass of picking up all your shit, you know, folding it back up, having to do laundry because they tread on all your whites. It's just annoying as hell. You don't want that guy in your cell. Number 2, always begging for extra trays when they have commissary. Now this dude, when the tray, if we're locked down for chow, this dude will be on the gate. Yo, my man, if there's any extra trays, man, can you slide me 1 or 2? And the block worker's always like, I see what we got at the end, man, but I think we have just enough. Now, the kitchen always sends just enough for the block and a couple extra for the block workers, because that's one of the benefits being a block worker, because you don't get paid that much. You'll get an extra tray or 2. And the block workers ain't trying to give that up. The kitchen calls the block officer. The block officer gives them the count, and they send that many trays, plus a couple extra, like I said. And this dude has food. So why you would want a nasty ass extra jail tray when you got commissary? It just means either you're stingy or you're storing out your commissary when you should be eating this shit. Always annoying. And number 1, and this is the worst, not admitting to contraband that's found on shakedowns. Now, I always tell my cellie, listen, I'm going to admit to what's mine, you admit to what's yours. But it doesn't always happen. I've seen a lot of people go down for it, including myself. Now, when the guards got both of us standing there and saying, whose is this? I'm not going to look at him. I'm not going to say him. I'm not going to make no reaction whatsoever. I'm not going to say it's not mine. I'm just going to stand there, shrug my shoulders. That's it. Because if you look at the guy, that's dry snitching. If you say it ain't mine, that's dry snitching. Now, when we come out of the hole, I am going to fuck that dude up, or at least try to fuck that dude up, for not taking ownership of what they found. Now, I decided to do a top 10 list, but I could do a top 100 list, top 50 list. You know, there's a lot of bad cellies out there that you can get. Cellies that don't ever clean the cell. You know, cellies with shit all over the place. Cellies that run stores and don't have like 6 commissary boxes. You know, and you have to have them under your bed. You know, there's just a lot of bad people. You know, I don't mean bad and tough and shit like that. Just a lot of fucked up cellies that you can wind up getting in jail or prison. But yeah, like the video if you like the video. Let me know if you ever been locked up. You know, a bad cellie, the worst cellie you ever had, or whatever. I try to leave you guys with a moral. Don't get locked up. But if you do, keep an eye out for these things. Because if a guy is one of these things, there's a chance they're more than one of these things. And they're just a terrible cellie. But anyway, I'm Kenzo, State Road Show. And remember, it's cuffing season. Don't give them no fucking reason. I'm out.